Hi there. I am Kathy Crow. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry I always look so frazzled, but it's because I am. You would just laugh hysterically if you saw me just before I come on here because it's like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Okay, quick, pull the shirt down. I'm good. All right, so today I am really happy to show you what I'm going to show you. They're going to be fun little treats. I went on Stampin' Up's website to see what would be available. I don't even have it here. I'm sure I bought the sweet candy cane stamp set, but maybe I didn't. I think I've hunted for it a couple of times now. Maybe I didn't. It's unavailable right now anyway, but get it when you have a chance to. I did get the dies. Maybe I didn't get the stamps. I don't know. But what I want to show you today is mostly the paper. That's what I'm going to be working on. I've got all these cute little projects. So the first thing we're going to do is this cute little tea box. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this for you is because, oh, hi, Melissa. It's nice to see you. Oh, I forgot. I need to make sure I can see if people are with me. I have to kind of do that on my other phone. It doesn't always cooperate with me here. So give me a minute, okay? Okay, I think I got it. It's like the little, was the little train that could? Wasn't that the guy who, yeah, anyway. All right. I hope you're having a good day. It's cold here, Melissa. I think it's cold in the Tri-Cities too. We kind of keep track of Richland's weather, and I tracked it for a year before we moved here to see if I could stand living what I thought was going to be a lot colder and more wintry and snowy place. I'm not thrilled with snow so much, but we don't get really all that much more than we did in the Tri-Cities. It is a lot wetter though. We get a lot more rain. Anyhow, I noticed that the weather was pretty close to what we've got. So if you're chilled, well, that would explain it because it's pretty cold. All right, I'm going to have to, boy, my phone won't, come on phone, stand up. I need you to stand up there. Otherwise I can't see what's going on. I do have a host code going, and I also would like you to head on over to my YouTube channel. I don't have it linked here. I'm not going to link it because you can find it. All you do, type in on YouTube channel, Kathy Crow's Cards. I should be the only one that's Kathy Crow's Cards, but who knows? There's so many knockoffs of everything. I would be the knockoff of them, though. I guarantee you. It wouldn't be the other way around. I haven't been doing this that long, and I'm not, so anyhow, find me. It'll be my face on it, and then hit subscribe. It's free. When you do that, I am going to be sending these templates to you because they're ones you have to just cut. You can't, you can't just fold, and it's cold there. I am not surprised. I thought so. I thought, oops. My phone, when I first got it, was really happy to move around, and now it has decided to balk when I try to do this. But anyhow, so you can see I've got my host code up there, and I'm trying to get us up high enough to see everything. I'm not going to do a ton of stamping. I got my old stamp sets out that I thought I might be using today. These are all retired ones, which is why you do not want to get rid of your retired items. They come in handy. They just do. But this is the paper. Now, I did cut out already. I got like I told you, it's called Sweet Candy Canes is the stamp set. And the dies that come with it cut out these candy canes from this paper really nicely. I cut out one sheet, and I've used quite a few. I'm going to use some today. It also comes with this die. It comes with other dies too. I guess I can get it out to show you. I think today I'm going to use this way to make a card with, but we're going to do our other projects before I do anything like that. And then I'll just show you the paper as we go along. It's cute, and you're gonna see it as we go. So I don't really need to labor over it. But let me look at the candy canes, the dies. Okay, here it is. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, there is this cute little label. I'm glad I looked here to see it because I might have forgotten it was in there. So there's just these two, but it does cut both directions, which is really nice. Our other candy cane sets, I don't believe we've had, well, since I've been doing Stampin' Up, I didn't have a two-sided, two-way candy cane, which means you have to cut from the underside. It's really tricky. So this is nice to have. And then these two leaves. And this little label is a good-sized label for most sentiments. But this is the die that cut out that other piece. This is the die I mainly got this piece for because, you know, I do like these candy canes, but I actually do have... I have a candy cane punch, I think, that's pretty good. So I am happy with that. Now, when you get your, today's going to go pretty quick because I didn't know for sure how much time I would have today because Jeff had his brother and his wife, his brother's wife here, were treating us to a nice visit. And I wasn't really sure that I would have time, a lot of time today. So I've got my jokes ready, but I've got so much stuff to tell you too, because we've been busy. I've been having a good time, and so I'm going to put my jokes over here on the side. I don't know if I'll get to them. We'll see. There is the sale. Don't forget. So starting tomorrow through November 18, Stampin' Up! Is having a sale. Now, you might not consider it a huge sale, but it is a sale. There's various things between 10 and 20% off. I don't think it goes up to 25% off, but to tell you the truth, I haven't really looked because I've been too busy to. And, but I did look, and I think I posted the list so that you can look at it and see all the things that are going to be available, and a ton of stuff on that sale. So you're going to definitely want to do it. All right, so when you get your template to cut out, you are going to want to upsize it because the template that I'm going to send to my YouTube subscribers. Do I have a piece of 11 by? You would think I'd have it handy because I've got a ton of it laying all around. It's going to be your standard 8.5 by 11 size letter. This is a letter size, and that's what I had to put the image on, you know, to get it in a format that could be sent. But I actually cut this out of, this is what the pieces look like cut out. And I cut it out of a 12 by 12 piece of red cardstock. And when I put my 11, inch piece here, you can see how much bigger it is. So you cannot just do it on this. Now you can take your template. This is what I would do if I were you. If you don't have a way to upsize it and print, because that's the problem, is the printing of it, a 12 by 12, because, if you have certain printer programs, it would not be hard at all for you to just import that image to that program, raise it up. Now, I am going to tell you what size I've done it to. You could just make it a little bit bigger and play with it. It's not that hard to cut out. It's not that hard to do any of that. So it doesn't have to be exactly the size I've got it. But this is coming to 10 3/4. So that's how wide this image is going to be. It's going to be 10 3/4 if you want this size of a teapot when you're done. Now do keep track when you upscale it. Make sure you keep track of the second page. The second page has these images on it, and I think they're upside down. I think they look like this when you get it. I think it comes like that. Now you can see mine actually do fit on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. So for this one, you can fit it on there. This is the problem. It's the box part of this. That's why it won't fit. The teapots actually, one will fit on one and one would fit on another. But I want I've got mine all in one piece, which makes it so, so easy to put this box together when it's all in one piece. You don't have all these seams at the bottom. Now, it doesn't necessarily, sometimes those seams actually strengthen things. Hi, Sonia. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for sharing. You are so nice to do that all the time. I really appreciate that. Oh, that was UPS. I think I can ignore him. I hope so. We'll see if he goes away here in a minute. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to go answer the door. No, he's going away. Excellent. I've got, I don't have any idea what that is arriving, but something. Okay. So anyhow, you can cut these pieces out once you've printed it off print it off onto a piece of paper. Just attach the paper. Like I take that and just staple it right onto the cardstock you're going to use, and then just cut on the lines. It's quite easy to do. All right, so here's the paper we're doing. So let me put this together first. So I've got score lines already done on mine, and I believe they are on yours as well. Yeah, they are. They're the little lines. So those are the score lines. If you've got a cutting machine, it will score those for you. So we're just going to fold on all those lines. My teapot, I actually didn't have my paper quite where it needed to be, and it got my little teapot dome topper cut off just a tad there, but that's okay. We're gonna live with that. Okay, I'm folding it all the other way because this cardstock is not Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and you want to use Stampin' Up! Cardstock because this is flimsier, not as strong. And also its core is white. You can see right through that it's white. If I fold my Stampin' Up! Cardstock, it's going to be this color all the way through, which is why I prefer to use Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It's a lot better than this stuff. It's just that I didn't happen to have a red Stampin' Up! 12 by 12 sheet, so I had to cheat and do this size today. But I figured you'd forgive me for that for today. All right, so I've got that folded, and then I am going to put some glue on these. Well, let me put the glue on this side. Now, then I'll go to the other side. Okay, so it has been a busy, busy, busy week. Oh my goodness, so much. We had some, before this cold snap happened, we had some absolutely fabulous weather. So I was able, I knew the weather was going to change, you know. It always does. So I did make sure I got out on my bike ride every day, almost every day this last week. It was so nice because we had some days that were like 70, up to 70. Oh man, we might have had a 78 degree day. It was so, so nice. I really enjoyed it. And, oops, I've messed up my video again. Oh, come now, stop this nonsense. There we go. Oh, come on. I know it's playing. Okay, there we go. Sheesh. My phone, starts to mess up over there, and I have to do stuff with it. It's not like when I had my computer running this page while I was doing this, it worked out great. But for some reason on my computer, I don't know if my settings have changed or what, but it stopped allowing me to see any comments as I was going. I couldn't see them at all. And then even now I notice I go back and I see, there were a bunch of comments, and I would have talked to you guys if I had known. Facebook has not made it easy to do this, but I don't know how to do it on YouTube with comments, so I wouldn't be in any better shape there, so we're just kind of stuck with it as it is. All right, so I just glued that, and then I'm going to just lay this down. There are points that you don't want to have go out of the, outside of this edge. So you just want to make sure that those points aren't going out, because otherwise you'll see it right here kind of sticking out. And then this will give you a nice little box. I'm going to use my ruler to kind of push down those tabs in there and make sure that glue's sticking really good before I move it around too much. Okay, now there's your little box. Wasn't that easy? Then if you've cut out your DSP already, and now's my chance to show you our paper. I think I've already shown it to you because I know I did a candy cane thing last week. But I really like the paper so much. Before I put it away for Christmas permanently, I thought I'll do some cute little minty treat things with you today. That'll be fun. Fun for me. I get my neighbor stuff ready to send out, and we're all set. All right, so this is the sheet that I actually am going to use in the next project. So that's one of them. So I'm going to just tuck that behind all of my little extras that I've cut out. This is the candy cane sheet that I've got all these little wonderful candy canes cut out, ready to go on cards. This is that side. Each sheet is really nice. I like this little variety candy cane, and you can fussy cut those out and put those like in the little Scotty dog's mouth. It's cute. There's that side. This side has some pool party with it. And if you go on Pinterest, there's some very cute projects where they've used that pool party color background. And you could even put it with mint macaron. But I think it looks like pool party. Let's peek. Maybe it is mint macaron. Let's see. No, it is pool party. Okay. I really like that they're putting the color names on the back now. That makes it easier because it says this is garden green, and it helps me to know that from their list on the back rather than me trying to match my cardstock to it, because I've had my cardstock over there on my shelf for a while, and it gets a little faded sometimes around the very edge where it's sticking out of my shelf, and makes it more difficult for me to figure out what color it actually is. All right, so we're going to set that aside. So while I was out there biking, it was so fun to watch. They had, because the weather was wonderful, I could bike right by an elementary school that is partly a middle school. Now, I think I want this side. This is the side I put on it here. I was actually toying with the idea of I think I might use the candy cane side because the treats I'm putting in are definitely minty. So I'm going to use the candy cane side for this time, okay? Does that sound good? But those little, let me clean my glue bottle off. Boy, it's messy. I'm not sure when I last did that. There we go. That's better. They had the preschoolers on. They have a preschool next to the elementary school. I don't usually see the preschoolers. I hear them because their playground is visible from the path. You can see up the lawns there. If you go to my Tri-City Crow Garden page, you'll see videos of me going by that. When we first moved here, I took a video and showed all of that because it was so beautiful. But anyhow, they were on the path, and they're so cute. I don't get to see my grandkids in person very often, so it's a real treat for me to always see little kids. I just really enjoy them. And so anyway, there they were on the path, and I could hear I must have it upside down. Let's try it this way because it wasn't quite working there. There we go. That's better. Perfect. Anyway, I could hear her saying, because they were all looking at me, and they were on a nature walk, you know. They were supposed to be looking at there's tons of nature all over. It's on a creek, and they were on the path, but they were looking towards the creek side, and where they were supposed to be, but they were many of the squirrely ones, you know, weren't paying any attention at all, and they were looking at me. So I heard her say, "Now, what do you see?" And I could hear several say, "I see a lady on her bike." It's like, yeah, I know, we know that. No, we're here on a nature walk. What do you see? It was so funny. They're so cute. They were very well mannered. The teachers were right on it. As I came up, I didn't even have to ding my little bike ding ding ding, you know, bell, because the teachers could see me. They were keeping an eye out. People whip along that path. Not many, but there's some bike riders that just have no regard for slow people and dogs and kids, you know, and ladies with their strollers on the path. They're just flying through there. But they had them. As soon as they saw me, they like, okay, get in a line right here on the side. It was really cute, and they did. They did very well. Now I had it fixed the way I wanted it, so I wouldn't have it upside down. And I think I messed it up and put it upside down again when I just did that glue. So there is, as you can see, when you get these cut out, there is one way that it goes on there. So if it's not really fitting on there, you may have not sized it right if you changed the size and you didn't change them exactly correctly. Now remember, my teapot, if you upsize it to 10 3/4, then the widest point of this is going to be 5 1/8. Okay, so you'll want to upsize that to 5 1/8. And if you, all you do is you click, it should allow you to just click on the corners and drag it. It'll drag the top as well as this. And then once this is at 5 1/8, you know the top is the same size. And on this one, I just left the red because I liked it. I thought that was quite nice. But I think for this one, I'm gonna put my little teapot dome top on it, mostly because this one I shortchanged it. And I need to kind of conceal that I did that. So there we go. Now, what goes great in a little mint Christmassy teapot, do you think? Oh, I've got all kinds of little goodies I'm going to stick in there. Oh, boy. This morning, after I worked out, I went down to Walmart. And I was just going down there for some peppermint tea. That's what I was going to put in here. And I am going to put that in here. But I found, ooh, they've got all kinds of Christmassy, minty deliciousness down there. And they would at any store. And I also did get some candy canes because Jeff and I like to go look at the Christmas lights during the Christmas season. And we used to eat a bunch of candy canes when we did that. And now we only eat one or two. And they're not the big ones either. He might eat more than that. I'll eat one or maybe two. I might not even eat that. It kind of depends on how my diet is going at the moment. You never know. It's one of those ongoing things. You just never really know how it's going to go. I do my best. All right, so now we've got that. Now you can get real, here are my candy canes, but I got the little tiny ones. Okay, because that's all we can eat. And plus, these are good little stirrers. If you give these two people in here, they're nice little stirrers in your cup. So this is going to make a nice little gift. But you could attach these to the side with ribbon, but they're going to be heavy. So I actually wouldn't do that. I would use your cute little paper cut out candy canes. And if you don't want them, if you want them to match exactly, you can find the match. And then we can just glue it together. Okay, and then that's going to maybe look a little neater and tight. It'll give it a little more weight also. And so that's what we'll do. We'll just glue these together. And then I'm going to use those as a little attachment on the side. And then you can see what kind of goodies we're going to stick in there. But anyhow, I think this is going to make a really cute, this could be a great teacher gift or a little neighbor gift, or even your little postal person's gift would be nice, wouldn't it? Could give it to your Stampin' Up! Lady. That'd be nice. She'd probably like that. Well, that same day I saw the preschoolers, actually both days. There were a few days I saw some middle schoolers out. And I don't like to pedal past the middle schoolers. I usually kind of, when I see they're out doing something out there, I kind of hang back and wait for them to go, just because I don't need to add any more amusement to their life. They've already got a lot, and those teachers have their hands full. I remember that they did, so I was like, I don't need to add anything to it. And So if they're off in the distance, which they usually are, they're usually not down by the path, but sometimes they have, Jeff, a substitute taught there. So he has taught in the class that the guy takes the kids out. It's an outdoor living course. They have some of the neatest classes here that our kids in Washington State never had the opportunity to have that I'm aware of, at least not in the Tri-Cities. They have... So this class takes them out, and they had them, obviously they had their backpacks. They were going up the path, and they walked all the way up a hill and off, off the path up the hill, and I could see and hear them, and they were doing a survivalist little talk, how to, which was very entertaining to hear how he was doing that. And now you're going to want to just take your paper and use it to make a nice little label. And of course, we do have all kinds of wonderful little labels. Right now, we've got I think one of our nicest one is our designer tags. Has really nice little labels on it. I wasn't planning on using this one, but maybe I will. I have one cut out, but it has that on it, and I'd have to cut another one out. I don't really want to do that. But I could. This would be really cute right on there, wouldn't it? Isn't that cute? And then I can use the tag that actually comes with this set too to add it right on here. Anyway, just an idea. I don't know if I'm going to actually do that. There is another tag set that we have. Let me see if I can find it. It's really cute. What's it called? It's called... I'm not seeing it here. Oh, is this it? Is this? Yes. This is it. Celebration tags. Oh, this is the one I want to use because it actually makes a nice little pocket. Oh, it's too big though. I don't want that big of a tag. That will be huge. This is one I need to just do all on its own. We'll do this one on another day, I think, because see, you cut this out. And then it folds. It's really nice. We're going to have to just use this on another day. I am going to use my tag that I already have cut out, and we'll go with that. I think I might have some in white. Let me see if I do. I might. Anyway, those kids were sure enjoying the... I do. I have them all cut out, ready to go. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to use that right on there. I won't need that. We can put it on here like this. I don't really want to do it like that. I need the right color. That's our pink. I don't want pink. I could put this on the back though. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? I think I will do that. That's really a pretty... This is really one of the prettiest little extras that we've gotten in tags, I think, in a long, long time. I really like it. Little filigree. Isn't that what you would call it? A little filigree? I don't know, but it's pretty. And then this is just a plain white cardstock, and I'm just putting it on the back so that I can stamp on the front whatever I want on there. Now, I should have probably stamped before I put this on there, but I didn't. All right, and since I've got tea, I got these out to see what kind of tea things I wanted to do. This is our old cup of Christmas, and it has Sweet Christmas Wishes on it, and I think that will work perfectly with our candy cane theme. So we'll do that. And this one has tags with it, or that's a cup actually, but you can use that as a tag also. All right, let's grab the sentiment. Sweet Christmas Wishes. Oh, this is going to be fun. Someone's going to really like this. Anyhow, those kids were listening with rapt. Another thing I saw that the next day when I went by, the kids were out, different group. They actually had a couple of groups out there that day. And I don't know how many groups they did all together. It was a bunch. the whole day's worth, you know. All right, I'm looking for my, I think the cardstock I've got going is more of a, it's not really what goes with this. This is real red, but I think it's more of a poppy parade, so we probably better stick with my cardstock color rather than my DSP color. There we go. That looks good. So cute. The kids were out learning how to put up a tent. I mean, just an ordinary tent. I saw he was telling them, you lay it out. I was thinking, that's so brilliant. Oh, thank you, Angela. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I hope you're having, where do you come from? I hope I can see your comment if you tell me. It's always nice to see where everyone's coming from. All right. Anyway, and for one thing, maybe your town they do that. I've been just there's some really practical things you can learn in school, and putting a tent up would be my kids would have liked to have gone to a class that did that. All right, we need some ribbon, and I think because it's a small you know, it's a small hole, we need something that's gonna be small, like some baker's twine. Now, when I do baker's twine, I like to separate it out. I rarely just use it as it is. I like to separate out the threads and put them back together. It just makes it fluffier and nicer. Now, see, I got a single out there. That's not so good. I don't necessarily want a single, but I'll put that back in there. You do have to be careful. It sometimes does knot up. You don't really need it to knot up. But you're going to get a lot. If you separate it out like that, generally you're probably going to end up with double what you would have had. Because you're probably not going to end up using the whole thing. It's kind of like embroidery, you know, how you take your DNC thread and then you separate it out into 2 or 3 strands. Generally, when you're doing different kinds of embroidery, it just depends on what you're doing. It's sort of the same principle. Okay, so I'm just doing, I just separated it out a little bit, and then it also is going to give me a smaller bit. I'm going to save my little scraps here of it that I'll have to straighten out to use. The only thing that makes it a little tricky when you do that is the tying of the bow. It's not always easy to do, but it'll be good enough. All right, so we've got that in. And to make it easier, we probably want to take our candy canes and just attach them rather than try to tie it, because it will just fall apart anyway. So I'm going to just grab a little dimensional here and stick it right here, and then we'll attach the candy canes the way I want them to go. And then I'm gonna attach that green one to the label, like right there. Okay, now we can tie it, and we can tie it right on our little teapot. And then once I do that, then we can put our goodies in and we'll go on to the next project, because I've got 3 of them here today for you. And anyhow, I'll remind you again, if you want to make these projects, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I will. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, because when you do YouTube subscribers, that does not give me your email. And so if you actually want this project template, you're probably going to have to end up emailing me to get it. And then I can I can send it to you. Okay, so I have got, what have I got? I found at Walmart, they were selling them in a big set. All kinds of, this is Swiss Miss Peppermint Cocoa. And I actually wanted to put this in here, but then when I opened it up, I thought it was going to have that cute little bear on all the boxes. It's just a plain old, does say peppermint, so that's fine and dandy. But I actually was hoping it would have that cute little bear in there. Doesn't, but that's okay. So we've got our cocoa for cocoa lovers. I personally prefer peppermint. Wintergreen would be good, but they didn't have any wintergreen because wintergreen would have been green. The red is just mint, and I don't like mint, so I'm putting my peppermint herbal tea in there. I use a lot of peppermint herbal tea, you know, I do. It's really good if you have upset stomachs at all. I can't get a lot in there. Maybe I'll take out a cocoa because I do want to put some other goodies in there too. The candy canes, obviously. I want to make sure that whoever gets this has plenty of little candy canes in there. Gotta have that. And you want that kind of sticking out. Now, you could have done ones that are a little bit nicer, bigger, nicer, but I just can't eat that much anymore. And I'm going to end up, Jeff and I are going to eat. This is a big package. Those come in a big bunch. Now, in my next project, I'm going to be putting these too, but these are those peppermint, Ghirardelli peppermint bark. Oh, yum, yum. We'll take a couple of those and stick those in there. Starting to run out of room. Last but not least, I didn't know they had these. I love these Lindt candies. This one's peppermint cookie. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to test one of these. I am gonna have, let's test it right now. Okay, this is way going off my diet. I'll just take a bite. You can see the deliciousness. Doesn't that look good? I do like these. Okay. Let's see what it tastes like. It's minty. It does have chocolate cookie in there. No, I'm not going to give that away, but I better not. I better not eat that whole thing. I wonder what the calorie content is. 3 of them are 220 calories. Wow. That's a little sugar bomb. Little sugar bump, but ooh, tasty, tasty. So there you go. We'll just put a couple in there. I'm saving these for our kids when they're here. We're going to have company at Christmas time, so there we go. There's one project. We'll slide it to the side. I'm going to have to eat the rest of that. I cannot stand it. I've got to have it. I can't stand it. All right, and I also just, it'll melt on my desk, right? I have to have it. I'm saving my projects from having chocolate on them. Okay, the next project is a cute little recipe box. Okay, now I am not going to show you all of the pieces for the recipe box, but I do want to tell you when you get your template, it comes in one big piece. Well, that's a lie. It comes in 3 big pieces. Okay, this top is 1 piece. And I don't know if you can see inside. You glue the top here to the back. So first of all, you assemble the base. The base is 2 pieces. There's a side that's attached and folds in. All of these 3 pieces just fold. The score lines are there, so you can see where it folds. This side, I didn't realize until after I got it out and was cutting it out. I have 2 sheets of paper. One has the box on it. The next sheet has all the DSP patterns. And this side is actually on the DSP pattern page because it wouldn't fit on the box page. Again, so when you get this in your email or however you get it, because you can just, I'm going to just send you a link. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm just going to send you a link. The link opens up the document. And then you can save the document. Save it into your own Google thing so it works right. And then you can click the edges and enlarge it, because this is not as big on your sheet that you get as the one I've just done. And I wanted to make a nice little recipe box. Okay, so what I did is, where are they? Well, I took my DSP and I took some 3x5 cards and I cut out my DSP to be on the back of those. So it's, and you could stamp it if you had room. My handwriting's so big. I printed out some and copied out some recipes for mint things. This is a no-bake Oreo mint cheesecake. Oh, yum, yum. This is a mint fudge brownie. This one has a mint center in it. It's to die for. Mint Oreo bark. Oh, boy. Chocolate mint cookies is probably my favorite one. And I don't really have room for the instructions, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I should have actually made a trifold mint or recipe, you know, thing. So you had plenty of room for all of your instructions. But I was in a rush trying to get this ready so you could see what to do with it. So that's what this little, it's going to be. I will fill it with my goodies and these and maybe a few more little mint recipes. It would be a really nice little gift for newlyweds particularly. So let's see what I upsized it to. All right, so it comes, this is going to be, oh, I should probably use let me use my other measuring tape so I can see what you're going to raise the size to. This is on the side, and it's going to 9.5. So you will want the sides, it's long, but it's going to be at 9.5. If you can cut it out on a 12 by 12, that would be best. You can also just do it on your 11 by 8.5, but you're going to have more seams that you're going to be putting together. So anyhow, you just fold it up, put your glue on the sides. You'll see the sides are already notched, so you can easily see what gets notched. Like I said, one of my DSP pages was actually the side of the box. It's not this, because these are the DSP, but I don't know. It must be in here somewhere, because I just threw it into my list or package of, oh, there it is. I see it over here. This is the one. I cut it out for the DSP, and then after I was putting my box together, realized I don't have the side that you have to glue on here. And you could, you could not have it fold, because then we would have had to have gone to a bigger than 12 by 12. That would have gone to a more like a, 15 by 12 inch piece of cardstock. So that's why this is a separate piece, just for you to be aware. Now, once you do that, you are going to find in the cardstock that you've cut out a piece that's just this size, and that's just to reinforce the part that this is attached to. So this also gets glued to that right there, and then it's just going to reinforce this top so that when you close it, it's going to stay nice and neat. And then we'll want to put a little Velcro or a magnet closure there. And it's somewhat flimsy because this cardstock is very lightweight. It's the same weight as our lightweight cardstock. It's not like I said, it's not Stampin' Up's cardstock. You should use Stampin' Up cardstock. I just did not have a red 12 by 12 piece. But I did cut out my DSP, so I'm going to put all that on here. And I think I'm going to use the stripe. I like the stripe. I already did the candy cane, so I think I'm going to do the stripe. Now, the trouble with the stripe is I better make sure it's going to all match, because it might not. I might have to go with I've got two pieces. Let's see if it's going to reasonably match each other. They might not. Oh, good. It looks like it is. Let's check the front and see. Oh, good. It is. I wasn't sure because I really wasn't even thinking about that when I cut this out. Okay. Does it matter which way? Not really. Okay, good. Okay, good. It can go that way. Perfect. All right. I'm so glad that worked out. Sometimes my stripes, when you have a directionality, you just have to be a little bit more careful about such things. Anyway. So anyhow, it was back to my kiddos that I like to watch. I usually try to avoid going on the path when I know the school kids are going to be out. And but when they're with a class, it's okay because the teacher's with them. But I definitely avoid it when they're getting out of school and walking along there just because I don't want to be in their way. And some of them, you know, are riding their bikes and their little, you know, you can't have motorized things on that path, but those new Segway things, I don't think they're regulating that at all. And if they're careful, they're not any worse than the bicycles. So I'm sure not going to be reporting any of them. I did see a kid one day, little one. He should have been in school. He probably stayed home that day. I was just getting to the end of the path where our street, you know, comes in there, and I was coming home. And I could hear the motorcycle up ahead. I thought, oh no, some dope is on this path with a motorcycle. You know, how ridiculous. And was this little guy who was probably 10, maybe 12, but I doubt it. I think he looked like he was about 10. He had his helmet on, or a helmet. It wasn't his. It was probably his brother or his dad's motorcycle. And I'm quite sure they would not have wanted him on that path. He passed me, and I kind of gave him a glaring stare because it's not safe. That's why there's no electrical stuff on it. It's some of the path is kind of windy and gets pretty close to the walkers. You can't do that. And so I came to the end. I always have to walk my bike up the little tiny hill that's right at the end of the path where it goes from the bottom of the path that's in the woods up to the street. It's pretty steep. So I pedal halfway up and then walk, you know, about 20 feet up to the street. And then I stand there panting a little bit, waiting, because I have a really big hill to pedal up then to get to where our house is. So I was just resting there, you know, getting my breath to pedal that hill. And I heard the bike. I could hear him getting off the path because there's a way right there to get off. It's the old access, actually, because when we moved in, they had just put a nice new access path to it, closer to our house, so that was nice. But when I heard him getting off of it, I thought, I think I'm going to have my little phone ready to take this kid's picture, because I bet if he has the fear of his parents knowing he had the bike out, first of all, that probably will eliminate him riding on this path with the motorbike anymore. So I had my camera ready. Sure enough, there he was. I saw him up at about a block away from me, half a block really. And he stopped because he was checking traffic before he starts heading out onto the street again where he had been, probably just doing this loop. And, you know, he wasn't hurting anyone then, but the problem is there was going to be kids coming out. I mean, it's just, I felt bad almost, but I took my camera very obviously with a, you know, deliberate and obvious. So he would see, because I wasn't doing it to actually take his picture. I took his picture and I could hear him up there at the corner saying, "What? Seriously? Oh my gosh." And so I just smiled and put my camera away. And then I deleted the picture, of course, as soon as I got home. But I thought, child, I actually we have little neighborhood watch stuff you can report things to. So I might have been tempted to report you, except for that you said, "Oh my gosh, and thank you for not swearing." I am so tired of hearing my Lord and Savior's name taken all the time in vain. I'm so tired of it. So I thought, I will definitely need to delete this, and I'm sure you learned your lesson. I haven't seen him out there again, so he must have. I can just imagine the terror in his heart when he thought I might know his parents and they would be hearing about his little escapade and seeing the picture or seeing the picture on social media or something. But no, I deleted it right away. I don't even know his name or where he lives or anything. Pretty funny. I told Jeff about it, and he thought that was pretty funny. Kids, they're just a riot. Okay, so we've got all of our nice little stripes. Then you also do get this little piece. You do want to make sure that when you have measured out your upscale, you know, for this box, when you've raised it up, that you enlarge these parts to the same degree. So keep track of however many inches you make it bigger. You don't want to make it too much bigger. This piece, actually, this set, I did not end up having to enlarge all that much. And when I did it, I could have actually made it even smaller, because you can see my 3.5 by 5 card recipe card easily fits there, and didn't even have to, I didn't have to make it even that much bigger to get it to that. Okay, there's that one. Then this one goes here. I've got one for each little section. So cute. And not, you know, not sturdy enough for it to last all that long. It's just a gift thing. And then they can keep it for however long it's going to hold together and then throw it away. I love gifts that I can give that people can throw away. I mean, when you get older, it's different when you're young. You know, if I was giving this to somebody really young, I probably wouldn't. I would want a real box that's going to last a little longer, but this is perfect. Now, if you had a cutting machine that will cut fiberboard, what is that stuff called? It's I don't think it's called fiberboard. It's called something though. Something board. I can't remember what it's called, but you can buy it in sheets at the fabric place and or the craft store. And oops, let's go this way. Oh, it's kind of not gonna. It's gonna go different anyway. Okay, that's fine. All right, there we go. So there's our little recipe box, and you know, this is big enough you can put your card right in there, and I am going to make a card, but let's take my little recipe cards. First of all, I guess before I do them, before I stick those in there, let's put our goodies in there. Now, I could just take a box of cocoa. I've got extra over here. It doesn't have to be a candy cane one, I guess. There is a cute, wonder if this will fit in here. It's pretty large. Oh, it does. It fits right in there easily. Isn't that nice? And then you can put your more tea if you wanted to. You can put in, boy, you can put in all kinds of stuff. This is big enough. I can put in all kinds of stuff. I'm going to leave the cocoa in there and throw in some more chocolate, because this is what I will eat. I don't need this laying around. And it's also a cute stripe like the box itself. These little Ghirardelli peppermint bark squares. Oh, yum. So yummy. And then maybe just candy canes. I think I'm going to hang on to these for our family. These cookie ones, oh my goodness, it's delicious. You're going to love that. I think I'm going to just put a couple of those in there. How about 2? Because probably the person that gets that, there's only gonna be a couple of them in the household anyway. So we'll just put a few little candy canes in there. I'll still have room for my cup. I mean my card. And then I think a ribbon tying this up might be handy. What do you think? I do really want just a closure and then a label. That's actually what I would prefer to do, but I'm not sure if I have time for that. Let's look. Okay. Gonna do a label. Let's see, what have we got? Now, my big labels that I wasn't gonna use might fit there. Like right there. I don't think so, because that would be more like a card. That one would work, maybe. But what's on the side? Not really. Not really. Let me see what I've got in my packet of white labels. What did I do with them? How big of a label have we got in here? Not big enough. All of these are quite small. I really like our stylish shapes because they have this flag one that's very nice for fitting sentiments on. So I think I might use this, and then and we'll stamp on that, and then just use our DSP. That's the coordinating color one. I think I've got a scrap of it over here. How about that? With red. I think that will work. All right, so we've got, oh, you know what would work really well with this set? This set would be really, really good. Do you remember the one that we had with the little potbelly stove? It had something about, oh, what was that called? There was a little stove, and I think it had a homemade, kind of a homemade stamp on it. Let's see if I can find it really quickly here. I have no idea what it was called. I can't remember at all what it was called. If you remember, tell me, because I'm looking right now to see the little stove, and I'm not seeing it. I have all of my food things food stamps in one area. And I'm hoping that it's in there, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, I do see something nice though. All right, if you remember our perfect mix. Now these are not our photopolymers, so this is going to be tricky, but baking makes life sweeter is perfect for this. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this piece by piece to stamp it on here. So we're going to go baking. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to get a different, I can't use that. I've got to get a different one. We'll use our little tag from our Celebrate. We'll just use that because that's the perfect set for, you know, giving recipes. Baking makes life sweeter. Okay. When we had company, man, we got to go out and eat in some really nice places here. Really enjoyed that. We did not get down to Branson. I thought we would because Branson's actually the place to go here. And but we didn't make it down there, and I'm sorry, but they said that they were going to do that on their own. So and really Branson, it's best to do that one on your own because there's so much to see there, so much. So hopefully they did that. This week too, I got to do some extra shopping with my sister-in-law, and we discovered Old Time Pottery. It's a shop that's been here for a while, but I've never made it over there yet. And okay, so have we got any candy canes there? No, we don't. I do have a candy cane set. Why didn't I get you out? Why indeed did I not get you out? I'll tell you what, instead of worrying about it, we'll just use a couple of these. Stick those on there. How about that? All colored up and everything, matching colors. Then I don't have to hunt for my stamp set that I can't find. Anyway, Old Time Pottery, I thought it would just have pottery in it. It has everything. If you've ever heard of the store At Home, we have one of those, and it's one that I just like to go in and look. And you know, it's true. Sometimes I actually do make it out of there without buying anything. It might be rare, but sometimes I do. They just have everything. But Old Time Pottery has more of all of that. Plus, it really does have pottery. Oh my goodness. It has great deals. And I got a metal patio bench, a garden bench. I wasn't expecting to buy anything like that. I actually went to find, just to see what kind of things they had and maybe a little decoration, you know. They have really good sales, kind of like Hobby Lobby does, I think, where some things are super, super reduced for days or weeks, and you just know to wait until the week that kind of thing is on sale, and then you go. Anyhow, they had 75% off. I got my bench for $25. So I asked the lady when I got to the check stand, is it really 75% off? Because I've been tricked before by things that were supposedly on sale, and I didn't want to get up there with a bench and find out it was still, you know, $85 or something. So she said, oh no, it's really $75 or really 75% off. And if you want it, you'd better go get it today, because all of those are going to be gone this weekend. And so I went to the car, took all my stuff to the car, and then thought about it and realized you will never find. I needed one because we, of course, left most of our garden furniture back in the Tri-Cities. So I was going to buy one anyway next year. So I just thought, oh, fine. I'm going to go in and get that bench. I'm so glad I did. $25. I'll never get as good a deal as that. Okay, now I need a ribbon. I actually kind of want another label here of some kind. But I am going to think about that because I want to go on to my next project. So maybe I'll get to that. This last one is very, very quick and easy. This is a rocker card. Have you done a rocker card? Well, if you have not, then you're in for a treat because, again, you have to have the piece just cut out. It's pretty hard for me to give instructions to do it. And the one that I have on the website, again, you're going to need to size it up a little bit. So there's only two pieces. It comes like this piece and this piece. And mostly this is to reinforce it. Okay. So, and there's the score lines right there. There's this cut that I know if you don't have a cutting machine, it's going to be tricky. What you'll want to do is find a saucer or something that has this size to it. Yours is going to just be printed on, not cut. If you have a cutting machine, your cutting machine will cut these lines for you. But if you don't, just ignore the line I have there. Put a saucer that has the same size as close as possible. And then use your X-Acto blade to just cut around it. You're only just doing half. And then this makes a cute little card. It is a rocker card. It's so cute. And then this piece is just going to go on the back here and reinforce. What I'm going to do, normally you might have it so that it closes like that, but I don't want it to do that. I wanted it bigger, and I wanted it to stay this size. Exactly. But it needs to open and then be supported, enough. Right now it is, but I haven't done anything with the front. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to just glue this little edge right there. And I'm going to glue it here too. It's going to be attached. And then that's going to give me a little bit more strength when this is opened. Just a little bit more, okay? I hope that makes sense. Because if this, again, like I said, this is very lightweight cardstock. If you're using your Stampin' Up! Cardstock, you won't need necessarily to do this reinforced part because it's going to be big enough. You won't need to, but I want it to be, let's see how much space I've got here at the top. I want to see it on the other side a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right, so now that's nice and attached. That's the back side. And you can do a nice circle to write on or just write on it as it is. Now that is nicely reinforced. It's gonna open up and stay open easily no matter how much weight I put on that, okay? All right, so now what we want to do is a nice circle. I'm gonna grab out, what circles have we got here? I've got a large stitched circle. This is a very old die. We actually don't have a nice big stitched circle die anymore. That one's a little too large. I don't need that one. So that one's good. Let me look and see what our stitched. We've got Stylish Shapes, which has, this is one of our largest stitched circles, and it's not quite as big as that. So I'm using a bigger one that's pretty old. And I'm gonna need to cut this from this. I think is what I want to use it on this one. Maybe I'm going to use my candy. Should I use my candy canes up? Maybe I want to use my candy canes up. In which case, let me find some candy cane paper. I think I still got some. There we go. There's one. So we'll use that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out here and then bring my machine over so that I can cut this out. I'm going to do a little cleanup here. On the side, try to clean up some of my mess a little bit so that I can get everything through. All right, I do not have my nice plates out, so you'll have to just bear with me. And I don't really care how concave or convex my plates are. I just keep using my old ones. They work for a very long time. The other thing is you do need to clean them because they will get messed up if you don't. Your paper, it'll mess your paper. Oh, there's my sweet candy. Not sweet candy canes, but it's our old a few years ago candy cane season, and I might use one of those. I doubt it though. There is this nice ho 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 background stamp, but actually I'm not seeing any sentiments on there that I am going to use. And this one came with a punch. Okay. All right, now don't forget the sale. Don't forget the sale. Are you going to take advantage of the sale? I know I am going to look. I don't know that I need anything. Oh my goodness, when they do these things, I've already... And I know stuff is going to go fast. Things that are not already sold out, they're going to sell out super fast. So if you are wanting anything, make sure you get in there and get it pretty fast. Okay, this is the front. So we're going to do this. I don't know, maybe I don't want it a circle. Maybe I don't even want a circle. I am going to do it since I've got it going already. I think something else would be good there. I don't know what. I just don't know. We're going to go ahead and go with it, but I'm not sure I'm going to even like this. This is one that I haven't done yet. You know, I don't think I've ever done one of these rocking cards. I've had this pattern for some time, but I've never done it yet, so I'm not sure that I'm going to like it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I do know that if you've got a lot of circle stuff going on, you're going to want a square to kind of balance it out. I'm going to want to use that. And we've got our tags out already. I'm going to just peek and see what a tag would look like attached here. I think that would look good. Let's see here. This is not the one, though, that has a pocket tag. A pocket tag would be nice. That one's going to be way too big. All right. Thinking. All right, let's see. Let me grab out my Poppy Parade tags, and let's see what we have already cut out there. I'm kind of curious what I've got. We've got a very long tag there. We have an oval. Oh, I have a very cute little Valentine all ready to go. I'm not sure why he's in there. This isn't quite the right shade. See, this is the trouble when you use knockoff cardstock. It doesn't really work with ours. Then you're kind of stuck. I think I am going to have to use our DSP in any other bit. Okay, like this. Yeah, we will use this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and then I'll use my white tag, and then we'll see how that's going to look. At our church yesterday, I do want to tell you a story. This is so cool. We go to the Northside Christian Church. So if you are curious to hear the actual version of this story, I'd encourage you to check out, just go to Springfield, Missouri, Northside Christian Church. Click on the sermon. That was yesterday's sermon, which would have been the 13th of November, and 2022. And you're going to hear a story you will love. There were some ladies that went to Honduras, and the ministers told them, you can only tell a few, very few. We don't have enough time for all the stories. So, check them out at this other place and time. And then they will tell all the stories that you want them to tell. But for today, just tell one story. So they were all really cool stories. But the one I want to tell you about, you're going to be so thrilled to hear it. It was really an exciting story. The lady said that they had all kinds of trouble when they were going. They felt like Satan was really attacking them because their luggage got lost. Now, see, I really want a dark red there. So I'm going to grab, I think, have a piece of this particular cardstock. I might. Let me look here. I kind of hate to cut into I am going to just use my Poppy Parade. It's not going to work quite the same, but I'm going to use it anyway because I don't want to cut into one of my 12 by 12 pieces. Oh, I see a piece of scrap. Yay, I do have a scrap of my crummy cardstock. Good, I do. Excellent. Anyhow, they'd lost their luggage. Only one lady, actually, when they said only one lady had lost her luggage, I was thinking that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good rate. But obviously, if you're there for a couple of weeks, you do not want to be there without your luggage. And they also made the point to say it's not like anywhere else, you're not getting that luggage back. I don't care what kind of process you go through. You're probably not going to ever see that luggage again. And they had gotten to the hotel room. That's going to look better. We might still use this one too. We'll see. And they realized they got to the hotel. I don't know if it was a real hotel. The town they were going to, mission things. A lot of times they don't. Let's see. What am I sending here? Comfort and joy. I'm not necessarily doing a cup or anything like that, but I do want sweet. So I think we'll just go ahead with a sweet Christmas wishes again. I think that probably will work best for this one. But, so I don't, you know, it was probably not like any fancy hotel. I doubt it. You know, it's Honduras. And, okay, we're going to do it this way this time. Okay. And the hotel room got locked. I don't know how. They'd been in, put their stuff in, and then went out. And they didn't seem to know how it got locked either. I don't know. I mean, it would get locked, right? So maybe their stuff wasn't in it. I don't know. But it almost sounded like they'd been there and somehow they got there and the door was locked and nobody could get into it. This is where they were staying, so maybe it was just a house that they were staying at and the door should have been unlocked for them and it wasn't. I do not know that part of the story, but all I know is that she said that they prayed about all of these things. They were very worried about the fact that it had just been really difficult with the luggage being lost and now the door was locked and they couldn't get in and it was probably late. And they prayed, God, just open that door, and the door did just open. I mean, she said it blew open when they prayed that. And that was really exciting. You know, those ladies there were two of them that were incredibly beautiful blondes. And you know, if it had been me there, probably me all at night, you know, hanging out on the doorstep somewhere, wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But attractive young blonde women, there might have been some nefarious planning going on there. I don't know, but didn't happen. They had a really good trip, came back real excited, and I am going to have to hear the rest of the things that they did and saw. I'm going to put these together just to strengthen them because it really just a little bit flimsy for what I'm doing here. Okay, there's that one. And I don't know if I have two more exactly. I might have to have my green one because I don't know if I do. Oh, I do. Yay. I can do one more like that. Perfect. Now you could use, I suppose I could use a different one since one's I'm not gonna see the other side anyway. I wouldn't have to use all of this one, right? Because these are just gonna attach. Anyhow, I thought that was a really cool story. I enjoyed hearing it, and I am enjoying sharing it with you because I think sometimes people think, well, how come God doesn't do miracles like that anymore? And he does. But, you know, we don't happen to live in a situation where it's likely that I'm going to be assaulted just because I'm outside of a hostel, hotel, not really Airbnb, at night. I mean, you would in some cities here for sure, but probably most places you're not going to have to worry. You wouldn't be staying at those places. That's the other thing. Missionaries stay in places that are not tourists. They're not staying where tourists are. So they, you know, it's riskier, like lots riskier. All right. And then today during my Bible study time, when I'm exercising, I listen to the Bible and online you can get it on, it's called, what is that app? I don't know, but there's probably more than one anyway. And it was the one where Jesus is telling his disciples, you can ask for anything if you ask for more than this, what he had just done that they were amazed at. It will be done for you. So It made me think of the ladies with their Honduras stories. There are a lot of really great churches here. We went to probably more than 20 that were just awesome churches that would have been fabulous to go to, but we picked this one, and partly it is because they have a really strong ministry outside of, they have a strong ministry here in the town, and they have a strong ministry as far as giving money and sending people. And that's really cool. Probably the other churches do too, and we just didn't hear about it on the Sunday we happened to visit. So I really wouldn't know. Just know I really like the one we go to. I'm having all kinds of trouble now with my ribbon. Separating it does work fine, but you can end up with a big mess like I just did. Especially if you have a little glue on your fingers. That's not so good. All right, so with the holidays coming up, don't forget, keep your eyes on Jesus. He's our answer. And again, like the Bible verse, just pray, ask, and he will do. He's a problem solver. In fact, you wouldn't even be in the problem you are in unless it would be in some way beneficial to you or to someone else that you love and care about. And it's really hard when you're going through bad times to hear that, because we just don't want to have any bad times. But those of us who have been alive a long time, and I have been alive a little while, know that even if we don't know what the reason was someday, if we did know, we would be able to say that is exactly how that all should have been done. And it wasn't pleasant. We didn't like it, but it did work out really well for everyone because God is so, so good. All right, now I am going to have to put a little hole punch right there so I can get my ribbon through. And this is going to be pretty close to that edge of that red, but we're going to make it work. And I think I'm going to go ahead and tie it right through and around our little candy canes again. I don't know. I'm still not happy with this rocker card. I want another pattern. And I kind of want a square-ish or rectangular piece on there, because too much round just doesn't work. Round is great. If you put something round, you need a rectangle with it. Right? Isn't that how you would figure it? Your design sense tell you that? Okay, I got that through. Good. Let's go ahead and stick these on with our dimensionals again. I'm getting done. I'm almost done. I told you this was going to be a fast one, but actually this is taking me a little while. A little longer than I expected. Cute. Sweet. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do that. Oh boy, we'd had a really good visit with our brother-in-law and his wife. We went to the wonderful world of, what's it called? They're animals and an aquarium, and it's the Bass Pro Shop here. It's really cool. Every time I tell somebody, oh, we're going to go to the Bass Pro Shop, you're going to love it, they always look at me like, right. We're not hunters or fishermen, you know. We're not country hicks. I just smile at them and tell them, I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same thing, and you are going to love it, and you're going to be so shocked at how cool it is, and all of that. So just keep all of your thoughts to yourself, because you're just going to embarrass yourself if you say that you're not going to like it, because not only are you going to love it, you are going to just be amazed. And they were. When we first went through the aquarium, they were going like super slow, and I was trying to speed them up because I didn't want to tell them, look, if you continue this pace, we won't get through a half of it. And anyway, then after a while, they realized, wow, this place like never ends, does it? Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm not folding here, really, just kind of opening it. And then, you know, it rocks. Isn't that cute? A rocker card is really cute. I do want something down here is the only thing. So one thing that you could probably do, if you, again, you have your saucer, you could put your little saucer on there and just go dot, 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 making little dotted lines would be good. But I don't think I have any big circle type stamps that you could really stamp a good circular thing on there. You could take a background stamp and stamp a background down there, and that would look good. This has actually almost made my little rectangle piece that I kind of wanted a rectangle piece, like right through here. Almost made it unnecessary. So I'm going to just leave it as this so that we can finish here today. This has been a fun project for me to do. Really appreciate you joining me today. Again, don't forget the sale. Use this host code if you want the templates for any of these projects. Then you will have to be my YouTube subscriber, or you have to be my YouTube subscriber, and you can email me. And thank you so much, Angela. I'm glad you enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching with me. It looks gray out there now. It was sunny and beautiful earlier, but now it's all gray, and it's cold, so that is going to keep me inside. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do now that I've made this big mess. And I won't be tempted to go out on a bike ride with this gray day. Although in a couple of weeks down there at the park where I like to ride my bike to, they are in the process of putting up all their Christmas lights. There's a very big Christmas walkthrough in the Japanese garden there. I am so excited to do that with our little granddaughter and our daughter and her husband when they're here. 2-year-old, 3-year-old, for actually anything over the age of like, well, 2, because under 2, they sleep through so much. You know, they're either crying, wah, or you're trying to get them something to entertain them, or changing their diaper, or they're asleep. At least that's my memory of 15 months and younger. And so and I know 2 years old is older than 15 months, but anyway, that the time between 15 months and 2 years old, it just goes instantly. So anyhow. All right. It's going to be nice to see her little face and happy to see all of the Christmas lights. I am really excited about my neighbor's face when they open this. They're really going to like the recipe box. I guarantee you they're going to like that, especially when I'm all done with it. I'm not quite done yet with it. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next week at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. Next week, oh boy, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. Really close. I might not be here next Monday. I don't think Jeff is working on Monday. Now, when he's not working, I usually do this anyway. But I think we're going over to our neighbors next Monday for dinner or something, but maybe it's Tuesday. So I'm not really sure. I know we're doing something with our neighbor next week, but I'm going to just figure we're going to be here. I'm going to be here next week. During this holidays, you kind of just have to take it week by week, but I definitely will let you know if I'm not going to be here. That day, at least I'll put a post on of some kind that says, I'm sorry, I can't make it today, but I think I can do it. I'm planning to. It would be nice to get one more Christmas workout done before December really hits us and we're pretty much hopefully getting finished with everything for Christmas. Anyhow, that's it. See you next week. Bye.